I think once she joined, I will introduce to her.
You're not okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
District DC to visit phone ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಲೆಟರ್ ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು 15 minutes ಟೈಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಂಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ 15 minutes ಟೈಮ್
ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಮುಂದಾಜು
We have well-known personalities for TRS.
So kindly mute all. Kindly mute.
Dr. Renu Agarwal is the former chief.
We are not able to hear you, Shobha.
There was some technical error. Once again, I will introduce Dr. Renu Agarwal. Is the former TRA Mysore, India and World Program Coordinator for Outreach Activities at CFTRI. She has done her PhD from University of Rajasthan, Jaipur, and she has over 20 patents of her name with 67 publications in international and national journals. She has been awarded Karmavir Chakra by Rex UN, both bronze and silver, Best Woman Scientist, NAPS, Reflection Excellence Award from All India Association of Rotary Innerville, Kisan Ratna Puraskar from JCI International, Abdul Kalam Lifetime Achievement Award, Nari Shakti Award from Random Kindness, to name a few. I think if I can read about ma'am's profile, I think we need a full day, ma'am. I mean, there are so many achievements which ma'am has, and we are really, this is a proud moment for all of us to have you with us, and welcome you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you. And we have Dr. Tara. We have another guest speaker with us, Dr. Tara MS. Dr. Tara MS is working as a adjunct professor at IIHMR Bangalore. She has formerly served as regional director at National Institute of Public Cooperation and Child Development. It's called NIPSED for 10 years, where she has facilitated the organization capacity and size. She has worked extensively across the country to avert undernutrition among women and children. Welcome you, ma'am, for this program. I think there was some technical error. I think she may join. And we have Dr. Veena with us. Dr. Veena, who is a medical doctor serving for the past 29 years in the public service. Currently, she is serving it as a deputy director, RBSK Arogya Sauda. She's graduated from KIMS Bangalore and postgraduated from MS Ramaya Medical Technical College. Her achievements are developed in a software and RBSK called RBSK Swasthya Kirana, which won years at National Summit for Best Practice. Arogya Nandana was the new initiative during COVID pandemic, wherein 98 lakh children were screened and treated. She received Vidya Shri Award for as a best DD. Thank you, ma'am, for your
Thank you so much for the kind words. Good morning, madam.
And now we have Dr. Shalini Rajneesh, who is the Additional Chief Secretary of Planning and Youth Empowerment and Sports, who is a well-known celebrity IAS with us today. She has joined, and every common person know about her. I think if we can give her explanation the whole day, we will have to talk about her. I mean, she is the...
Not permitted. Continue.
Yes, I mean, she has told because
Let's start.
everybody know about her. Welcome you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being with us today. And we have Dr. Mahesh. Dr. Mahesh is a medical doctor and public health management specialist with more than 19 years of experience. Mahesh has his MBBS from Government Medical College, Mysore, India, and MHA from Tata Institute of Social Science. He has worked on the range of public health programs, including reproductive and sexual health, and many more, HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, and water and sanitation. Currently, he is serving as an American India Foundation. Thank you, sir, for being with us and welcome you.
Thank you.
Ms. Pushpanatha Royer, Joint Director of Women and Child Development, who is working for the past 30 years in the department. Welcome you, ma'am, for this program.
Thank you, ma'am.
So now I request Shalini ma'am to give her keynote address.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಹಿಳಾ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. I thank all of you for joining today's session. It is a very, very important session for our young students, particularly our NSS girls, all the adolescent girls. We want you to become our brand ambassadors for a malnutrition-free Karnataka. In fact, on the positive side, let's say we want iron ladies to come up with good hemoglobin levels, not only for themselves, but for rest of them, rest of the adolescent girls, so that we have a virtuous cycle of health and nutrition in the whole family, society, and state and the country as well. I have a small presentation to share quickly, but I would basically try to say that we have experts today. Dr. Renu Agrawal is here. Our health and women and child department people are here. American Indian Foundation participants are here, who have been doing a lot of work in the field and making a difference. So through our state coordinator, Mr. Pratap Lingaya, my request was to get the young girls, particularly from our colleges, who are educated, who have huge dreams for themselves and for their parents and the society. Now, the most critical thing is that if I have to get my dreams come true, then I need a lot of energy. I need a lot of strength within myself. And that strength will not come unless my food habits, my lifestyle skills are appropriately designed. So at the end of this session, my request would be that all our NSS coordinators, along with these girls, NSS volunteers particularly, you should apply all the principles that are shared with you today, and then you share it with your other less privileged girls in the rural area as well as urban area. It is everywhere. This anemia is everywhere. Unfortunately, we have to come out of it, and it's only your power, the woman power, and the adolescent girls' power that will make a difference. And I was telling my team, Shobha and group, that next year let anemia and malnutrition not be an issue on Women's Day. We should have all iron ladies, joining the brigade and take forward our march towards development, growth, prosperity. Next, please. So quickly, very simply put, anemia is when we do not have enough of our blood cells. Quick, I will not get into technical things. Quick. So these are our SDG goals. We should not have poverty. Number 1 goal. Number 3 goal, all of us should have good health and well-being. Number 2 goal says that the nutrition point of view, there should be zero hunger, but more importantly, no anemia. Quality education, that means our learning outcomes should be good. Gender equality, women which are today having this suffering anemia should not face that problem. And finally, all of us with able-bodied and able-mind strength, we can achieve decent economic growth, which will be sustainable. Now, why do we want anemia to be prevented among girls? 50%. So 50% of the women population is having this problem, and that leads to a cycle: the adolescent girl, the pregnant woman, the later mother, and then another set of children. Next, please. So one important thing, let us remember that although there is a ban on marriage below 18 years, still we find that 21% of the pregnant women every year are found to be below 18 years, which is the source of problem. We have to increase awareness about this law and ensure. I request everybody to mute their mics, please. It's causing disturbance. ಆಮೇಲೆ next please. The women, why they have anemia problem, you all know. There is, we have a different biological set, but that can be set right if we improve our quality of life skills. Next please. So this intergenerational cycle, we have to break it and make a very, very strong resolve today that we will break it. Who else will come to our rescue if we don't do it ourselves? Next, please. So this is the impact. Today, if you are not you're not well nourished, we find that 35% children are stunted. That means they don't grow as much as they should go as per their age. Their weight is below normal. Their mind development is below normal, and so on and so forth. This is leading to 1/3 of our generation going waste. And how can we become a developed country? How can Amrit Kal be good for us if we are not energetic and rich in our nutrition? Next, please. So what is it that we have to do to ensure that these children do not become adolescent? Because today all of you are in an age group. Tomorrow you will be mothers. So what should be critically remembered by each mother? That 50% of the children are not being breastfed in the first 1 hour. This is what determines the most important nutrition of the child. And the second important is that 6 months they have to be exclusively breastfed. This is why the mother is not able to breastfeed, is because she herself is poor in nutrition. So you have to be ready for this, because then you are doing injustice to the coming generation. And finally, after 6 months, they have to get an adequate diet. And adequate diet, I don't know, I myself didn't know, but I would like to share with you that experts have told that up to the age of 2 years, the child should eat equal to that of an adult. Equal, right? Or half of the adult. Shobha, half of the adults intake, half of the adults. So I am an adult today. Suppose I eat 2 chapatis. My child of 2 years should on an average eat 1 chapati at that time. So that should be the child's intake. But we all know that it is not true. So also take care of things like worms, things like these diseases, malaria and others. They're sucking the blood and causing a reduction of hemoglobin in us. So these are again medical side of it. The medical experts will go into those details. I will not go into explaining adults. Next, please. Next. So the minimum we have to remember is we have to get our hemoglobin tested. So NSS in Amrut Samudaya villages has done this pre-testing of children, women, adolescent girls, and we found that many of them are below even 7 grams hemoglobin, which is very, very critical. So all of you must get your hemoglobin tested. The health department, the rural development department, they all have the facilities available. There are simple kits. You can get the test, get the reports immediately. And if you are not having the minimum 8 grams hemoglobin, then you must take important steps, which will be told today in today's workshop. Next, please. So next. Now, when we compare men and women, this is the levels which the medical fraternity has mentioned. Men should have minimum of 13.5, whereas women's minimum is 12 grams. Next, please. Now, we must immediately, how do we find out why the child is becoming weak, is not interested in what the child is doing, not playing sports, depressed, and all that, activity less and all that. So this is a first symptom. You don't need to be a doctor to know that the child is malnourished, is poor in anemia, poor in hemoglobin. Next, please. Next, quick. So these are simple indicators which we should immediately be cautious about, conscious about. Are we having any of these symptoms? If yes, time to check our hemoglobin, time to improve our hemoglobin. Next, please. Next, please. So food, let me tell you, be very, very particular about what you eat and the mindset in which you are eating. You are eating good food, but if you are stressed about something, you are worrying about something, while eating good, nutritious food, it will not work. So please do it in a good, happy environment and see that you absorb it. So your absorption of good food is equally important. Dr. Renu Agarwal and others will tell you what is that critical element that is important. Next, please. Next. Okay, so what we are going to do as an individual, we have to be conscious about our health, diet and nutrition. And as a collective, we must try and approach as many groups, as many agents of change and see that we all bring out this change. Next, please. So just a simple mathematical calculation. If 1,000 of you have today come into this webinar, each one of you spread this message to 10 people, next 10 people, next 10 people. Look at how the entire population of Karnataka can be told. So I'm not just saying that men's nutrition is not important. When I say adolescent girls or women, the entire family will benefit with these tips. So let our entire society of the state be a model to the rest of the country. Let us show the way to others. And in very, very simple cost effect, you don't have to be rich to be well nourished. Next, please. So we'll share the PPT. Let's make use of it. So thank you very much for joining once again. May this session be a game changer for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all your inputs and concern for where adolescent girls and women have to be stronger, healthier and nutritious so that next Women's Day would be celebrated with the healthy women. Thank you so much once again. Now we have one of the panelists, Dr. Renu Agarwal with us. Ma'am, you served as a chief scientist at CFTRI Mysore for several years as an India and Rural Program Coordinator for Outreach Initiative. In your opinion, what do you think are the challenges in making our state completely free from malnutrition?
Yeah, shall I share my slides or just reply like this? Is it okay to reply like this?
Yes, ma'am.
I feel there are a lot of challenges because first of all, they have to be very, very aware that what type of a nutrition they should eat, right? Starting from the birth, it is important that initially they are breastfed, and as they start crawling, then it is very, very important that they take a fortified cereal, which should be fortified with iron. See, earlier days, we were not talking about fortified food. When we were small, it was just started as an iodized salt. And it used to come on the radio and people used to say iodized salt. But today, the cereals also can be fortified with iron when we are talking about anemia. So that is very, very important to start with. People are taking these cereals for the crawling children. So they can have fortification there. These things are very challenging for them to understand why we should give iron. And as Dr. Shalini Madam has already said, why it is happening at a small age and why they have to be very, very careful. And food, if we are looking into the diet part of it, it is very important that, even the small children can be given sprouted pulses, cereals, or they can also homogenize it. They can give it in a form, after homogenizing in a mixie or something like that, which can be taken by a small child. Yes, please. I cannot hear you. You are muted.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You said that fortified food is required, cereals, everything is required for the people. But when you look at into the rural areas, many people are not able to afford to purchase many of the food, what is required, nutrient food. So what is your opinion that what is the strategy to obtain balanced nutrition at a very minimal cost?
Exactly. That is a very good question. Actually, when we talk about, say dry fruits and all that, everybody cannot afford it. So can we get something for the rural people, which is economical? So that is why, we have to have a mixture of millets, not only one millet. And also one has to look into the toxicity level also. Let's say, for example, you add groundnut. Many of them are allergic to aflatoxin. So that has to be looked into. Say, for example, you're talking about soya product, which is very, very nutritious, tofu and so many things like that, and they're very cheap. But at the same time, we need to look into allergens. Also, another very much point for the rural people is, they keep giving cow milk. Cow milk to an extent is okay, but this bovine milk to a large extent is not good because it interferes the absorption of iron. So this thing is very much needed to be looked into. Yes, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, when I was looking at your earlier policy and all, you have suggested some of the important nutrient food which is available at the region-wise. Could you please explain
that? That I have given you in the report. So right now I have not brought this. Yeah. What I feel is wherever, which region people are growing the crop. Say, for example, in some region, they grow moringa. Moringa is very good. Spinach is very good. And they are not expensive. So they can make products out of spinach. They can make products out of moringa. Especially, children can take upma. If they make a product out of moringa, try all these products in CFTRI. In one time, it was such that, all our departments were working only on moringa products with the intention to give them nutrient products of different kinds to the people. It's not only that sweet product you have to take like a laddu, but you can make a salty product like a upma also. So those ingredients one can take. Beans. See, beans are largely grown in Karnataka. The moringa is grown. Jaggery is there, which has all the nutrients there. Lot of vitamins and minerals are there, which help in the absorption. So what is actually there in the hemoglobin is iron in between the hemoglobin, which is actually takes the oxygen from the lungs and distributes it to the different tissues of the body. So that is important, that if we have such types of vegetables, which are economically available to the rural folk, it will be giving the good nutrition to them. Yes, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Mukund, do you have some question for the panelist?
Yes, thank you very much, ma'am. Actually, wanted to pose a question to Dr. Mahesh before I come back. Dr. Mahesh, these are very good insights from Dr. Renu Agarwal. Now, is AF also thinking on the similar lines when you're in your adoption of the food for supplementary nutrients in Yadgir to the children? Are you also thinking on similar lines of using local nutrition? And you were, mentioning about this during our discussions, please.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Mukund. And yes, I agree completely. We would be adopting, many of the suggestions that Dr. Renu has just outlined. The sprouts is definitely something, that is locally available. That will be done. Moringa is something that we'll have to explore. I'm not sure if in Yadgir, we do have availability of that. But I think it's commercially also available. We could explore that. But what we also do in our projects is to promote what we call as Nutri Garden or kitchen garden. Yes. And, in many of the places, we have promoted moringa trees. So we work in, tribal areas of Andhra Pradesh. where this has been the focus to promote moringa trees. And once you do that, I think the yield, you can within about an year, you can start using, the leaf and of course, the drumstick from the moringa trees.
Each part actually is good, doctor.
Yeah, correct. So so Dr. Mukund, yes, definitely, in Yadgir, anemia prevention and correction will be a big focus in the managing the undernourished children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mahesh. Shobha, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mahesh. One question now for Dr. Tara. Dr. Tara, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Welcome you, because the time, I think there was some technical error.
Yeah, I hear you, Shobha.
Why demographic dividend is important, and why focus on adolescent nutrition? And how does it affect the health of the entire community, entire group?
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for making part of this discussion. Since you asked about, demographic dividend,
Dr. Tara,
that we have huge advantage in India, because if you look at, we have 6%. Can't hear? Can you hear? Can
hear
you
you.
hear me? Hello.
You can switch off your video.
Now.
Yeah. You switch off your video and continue.
Mute ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. Muted. Video ಅಲ್ಲ, audio mute ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
You have muted, Dr. Tara.
Now can you hear me, please?
Yes. Continue.
Mute ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
Go to somebody else. Go to Veena.
I think there is some technical error. I think we can ask Dr. Veena. Dr. Veena, as you, working as a, I know that you're a pediatrician too. Test, treat, and talk are the 3 T's of addressing anemia, we say.
Yes.
How your department is helping towards this end?
So good morning, everybody. At the outset, we know that the burden of anemia is so high in Karnataka. Despite the consumption of a balanced diet, there's a poor absorption of iron, and predominantly most of them being vegetarian, there is still need of an iron supplementation to all these adolescent girls. Now, the more, as Shali Madam rightly said, that it was 49.4% among the adolescent girls. There is a dire requirement to test every adolescent girl within the age group of 10 years to 19 years. This is the first thing that we would like to do. So testing starts at all government schools and government aided schools and colleges, but in the age group of 10 to 19, there are 6 standard to 12 standard. And this is done by the digital hemoglobinometer. So moving further from 23-24 onwards, from April onwards, we will be testing every adolescent girl. So at least yearly once, to know her hemoglobin level. Once hemoglobin level has been known, and then whether she falls into the bucket of mild, moderate, or severe, she'll be treated accordingly. Moving further, irrespective of her anemic status, prophylactically, 1 tablet of weekly iron folic acid supplementation with a strength of 60 mg of elemental iron and 500 micrograms of folic acid will be given to every child on a Monday. And as Shalini Rajni Madam was the Principal Secretary of Health, she had called it as a WIPS day. So every Monday till date, we call it as a WIPS day. And after lunch, the first period after lunch, we call it as a WIPS break, and every child gets this WIPS tablet. Now, this is given to every child, and this is given 52 tablets in a year. That is weekly once on Monday for 1 year. So this is sort of a prophylactic one, which the government of India initiated in the year 2013 to start this BIPS program. Now, apart from this, I say one is the testing part of it is over. The second is the treating. And the third is, of course, the most important, the screening of these children, which is done by the RBSK team. And they do it yearly once at school. And of course, at Anganwadis is yearly twice. Now, moving further, this iron tablets are being given both at school and out of school, that is the community for out of school adolescent girls at Anganwadis. When I said screening is going to be done meticulously henceforth, wherein we are going to capture all the different grades of anemia in our Swasthikirana portal, which will help us to track the child to ensure that the child from severe falls back to moderate and then into the normal hemoglobin level. Now, counseling is also done by these people at the school to know what sort of food the child has to take. Though the balanced diet, the most important would be that what are those inhibitors which prevent the absorption of iron when I'm taking a good iron. In spite of having a good iron, it has not been absorbed. One such example is having tea or coffee immediately after food. Now, most of us have a habit of having tea or coffee along with breakfast, or maybe we dip it along with biscuits, bread, and we have it. But because the tannin content that is there in the tea, this prevents the absorption of iron. So this is the first thing that all of us should know, that we are not supposed to have tea at least for 2 hours after our meal. So this about it. And moving further, like along with BIPS tablet, when it comes to treat, we also have another program called the National Deworming Day, wherein every adolescent, as well as from the age group of 1 to 19 years, all these children across the state are dewormed biannually with a tablet called albendazole, which is a chewable tablet. This tablet is given free of cost to all the children, that is 2.29 crore children across the state, yearly twice. And the upcoming one now starts from 13th of March to 25th of March. So I hope all the NSS girls here have logged in. Please put a word of mouth to everybody that every girl and boys take this tablet from 13th. The program goes on till 25th. So I hope nobody misses it out. And the third part is about talking. Yes, we do talk about, like, this is also called health promotion. Apart from having a balanced diet, the most important is to have the personal hygiene. Number 3, use of a clean drinking water that can help protect them from various infections and diseases. The technique of washing hands, the 6 steps, are taught at all schools and colleges. And also, we also ask them to prepare or before consuming, now how exactly they're supposed to keep themselves clean. So this is how we are going to convey the message to all the children in schools and colleges. And in anemia, and we are running a campaign called Anemia Mukt Karnataka campaign from 23-24 onwards.
Thank you, Dr. Veena. It was very, very well informed. I had one question, that how you are addressing the dropout children, but you addressed in your talk. My another question to you is, yes, all these tablets are given to the children, but how do we ensure that the consumption of these adolescent girls who are dropped out or in the school level, how it is actually ensured?
These tablets are supplied to the schools, wherein at schools nodal teachers have been identified. Now, every class teacher will be held responsible to ensure that the child consumes the tablet in the class under her nose, that is under the observation of the teacher. Along with the child, the teacher also consumes 1 tablet of BIPS tablet. And then this will be documented on the portal. So this is how we ensure the child takes the tablet in the school. And out of school girls, yes, we do ask the Anganwadi teacher to monitor, because the tablets will be given when the out of school girls comes to the Anganwadi. And there is a little challenge, yes, to address the out of school girls, I think, which we are working on it.
Dr. Tara, can I ask a question to you? If not, then I'm moving to Dr. Renu Agarwal only. I mean, she has a lot of experience in this. What kind of behavior changes are required among adolescent girls when we are addressing the anemia? I mean, because of you have done a lot of outreach program and traveled all over the country and have seen the nutrition status in the country. So what is that your experience actually bringing to the table?
what I have seen is in the adolescent age, like, we define adolescent ages from 10 years to 19 years. Now at this age, what happens? The body goes into a lot of changes. It's psychological also. And, even in the looks, in the metabolism and nutrition. So it is not only nutrition. Nutrition is one aspect, but so many different behavior changes are also happening. Like, the child is going into a transition from a child to an adult. So, we have to deal with the children at this age very, very carefully. And also the nutrition part, when we are going to provide them with a better nutrition, I think it is very important to tell them why we are giving them, what is happening, what can be the consequences. So only then, it is very much justified, and they also take it eagerly that, yes, this can happen. Or if we simply try to feed them or simply try to tell them that do this, do that, that is the age where, they don't like those types of question and answers. That is what is my personal experience. Yes, please.
There are many institutions like stakeholders like CFTRA and many other institutions actually doing a lot of research and a lot of things the technologies are introduced at the lab. But how that is actually helping the rural common women or rural folk, that what we say that
Actually,
land
this
to
is a very good question, Shobha. Actually, that is why, director had made me this rural program coordinator. And at that time, this is what, as you said, research was going on only on the bench. So how do we reach to the rural people, and how does the technology goes there? So, when I became the rural program coordinator, I don't know, I think I'm very enthusiastic to bring a change in the society, to bring a change in the country. I do not know what. So, I have actually, Karnataka, if you take it, I have covered almost all villages. And also at the national level, at the level of the nation. So we had the national conferences also, bringing into farmers, women farmers, bakers, disabled, so many of them, where we showed different technologies. I used to take my expert team, because we have a program technologies in different departments having different subjects. I'm basically a microbiologist, so I'm not expert in all the technologies. So I used to take my team, go to the villages, show them with the HACCP program, make the product them hygienically, and then give them the technology. As it is a government institution, the technologies are very, very economical, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, and they can buy the technology where, we have got a department which is called as TTBT, Technological Transfer Business Development. And this department gives us the brochure, all the details, starting from the raw material to the engineering aspect, everything it gives you. So even the rural people can, that is what I did. And actually, when I presented my work to the DG, the Director General, who was Dr. Brahmachari at that time, he made me the nodal coordinator for food science in all the 42 labs of CSIR at that time. And also I got extension after my retirement. Because really, as you said, researchers, there is no time for the scientist actually. So, and to take added responsibility is quite a challenge. But it is a must.
Thank you. That's very, very important. Actually, Dr. Mahesh can respond to this one, because now there are so many technologies, introduced by CFTRA and American India Foundation actually going to implement like with the children there. Dr. Mahesh, what did you say?
Yeah, thank you. Firstly, responding on the fortification is a important topic, and biofortification is what is now the in thing, and it's being promoted in a big way. AIF has partnered with research institutes to try out wheat that is fortified, and this we have done in UP. where the wheat is fortified with zinc, and zinc is also an important micronutrient, and all of this has a important role to play in the indirectly, at least, for the anemia reduction. And zinc is also an important thing for preventing stunting, like all of us know. So we partnered with the Agricultural Research Institute and another organization to introduce biofortified wheat among farmers. And our intention was to see if farmers accept this variety. And they did, and the yield was pretty good. It was similar to the other wheat varieties. I think going forward, therefore, biofortification will be an important thing. We all know, apart from wheat, there are many varieties of rice that are fortified. And rice fortification is also taken up by many states. So the rice distributed through the PDS is fortified. I'm not sure if that is happening in Karnataka, but that definitely is something that can yield long-term results. Also, I just want to touch upon the entire aspect of the anemia, the strategy to reduce anemia is just not focused on one particular age group. At AIF, we have a program where we adopt a life stage approach, where right from adolescence to childhood, there are many different life stages: adolescence, early married life, pregnancy, post-pregnancy, infants, children. So in each of these life stages, it's important that we tackle anemia and not just at one particular life stage. And therefore, a continuum of approach is required, wherein anemia is focused during all of these critical life stages. Yeah, thank you.
To add here, Dr. Mahesh, can I just, Shobha, can I? Dr. Mahesh, Musa Institute is doing wonderful work on this biofortification, especially for rice and wheat and other things. You being in Delhi, maybe you can contact them. And I have authored a book, Traditional Foods and Nutritional Security, which is available on Amazon. So that book, I have, there is a very good chapter on biofortification, where I have, given all examples what we have in India also. So it will be very easy for you to, yes.
Sure, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Madam Pushpalata, are you there online from WCD?
Madam, namaste. Hello.
Asha.
Yeah, madam. Madam, meeting ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನನ್ನ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಈ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಅಡಾಲಸೆಂಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ?
ಹಾ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸೊ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈಗ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಯೋಜನೆ 5 ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ 11 ತಾಲೂಕುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. 5 ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ, ಬಾಗಲಕೋಟೆ, ವಿಜಯಪುರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಲಬುರ್ಗಿ, ರಾಯಚೂರು. ಸೊ ಈ 5 ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ 11 ತಾಲೂಕು, ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ತಾಲೂಕುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಈ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಯೋಜನೆದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಹದಿಹರೆಯದ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಸಬಲೀಕರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಬಾಲ್ಯ ವಿವಾಹವನ್ನು ತಡೆಗಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಈ ಯೋಜನೆ ನಾವು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಸಬಲೀಕರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೋಷಕರ ಗುಂಪು, ಪೋಷಕರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಜೊತೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅವರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸಭೆ ನಡೆಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಈ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಯೋಜನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪೋಷಕರ ಬಾಂಧವ್ಯ ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಂವಹನ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೌಷ್ಟಿಕತೆ ವೃದ್ಧಿಸುವುದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಲಿಕಾ ಪ್ರವಾಸ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ಭೇಟಿ, ತರಬೇತಿ, ಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಾಲ್ಯ ವಿವಾಹ ನಿಷೇಧ ಆಗಿರುವ ಗ್ರಾಮಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಗುರುತಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಒಂದು ವಿಲೇಜ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಎಂಪವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಅವರ ಮೇನ್ ಉದ್ದೇಶ. ಏಜ್ ಬಂದು 11 ರಿಂದ 18 ವರ್ಷದ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಶಾಲೆ ಬಿಡದೆ ಇರೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇನ್ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಿಂಗ ಸಮಾನತೆ, ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ನೋಡೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಿಂಗಾಧಾರಿತ ದೌರ್ಜನ್ಯಗಳು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಗಂಡ್ಮಗು ಅಥವಾ ಹೆಣ್ಮಗು ಅವನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ತಿಳಿಸಿ ಬಗೆಹರಿಸಿ ಆ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ತಾಲೂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಯೋಜನೆಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಭಿಮಾನ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು, ಅವರ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ಗೆ ಬೆಲೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಯೋಜನೆಯ ಒಂದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಶಾಲೆ ಬಿಡದೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗೋದು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಫಸ್ಟ್
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಆಶಾ ಅವರೇ. ಈಗ before asking the questions to the panel again, there are some questions from the participants.
Yes, madam, please.
I think that would be really interesting to take it.
Yes, madam.
Shivaji.
Yeah, one by one. First you call this name.
Mutesh. Mutesh.
You can unmute and talk.
Unmute ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಟೇಶ್.
ಅವ್ರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಧು.
Okay, next ಸಿಂಧು. ಸಿಂಧು unmute ಮಾಡಿ. Okay, ಸಿಂಧು, you can ask the question or ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಬಾಲ್ಕಿಯಿಂದ.
Question in the chat box I have already replied.
But attendees have some questions.
Raising their
Yeah,
hands.
sure. Yeah.
Shiva Prasad, you can unmute and talk now.
Oppo question. Sindhu?
Akash.
Durga? ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಹಲೋ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಕೇಳಿ.
ನಿಮ್ ಪರಿಚಯ ಹೇಳಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಾ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕಲಾದಿಗಿಂದ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಬಾಲ್ಕೋಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು, NSS ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟರ್ ನಾನು. ಹಲೋ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈಗ 50% ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಏಜ್ 3 years ಒನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ವಿತಿನ್ 1 hours ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವ್ರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಾಕತ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಹಲೋ ಮೇಡಮ್
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್ ಕೇಳಿ.
ಈಗ ರೂರಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಒಳಗ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈಗ ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಕ್ಳು ಇರ್ತಾವು, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು, ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೈತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾರ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳೊಳಗ ಹೊಲ ಗದ್ದೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕದು ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾರ. ಈಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವು ಏನೇ ಸಿಕ್ಕರು ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಫುಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅವರು ತಾಯಿ ಹಾಲಿನಿಂದ ಅಂತೂ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದಾಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಏನ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್?
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವೀಣಾ.
ಎಸ್, ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ತಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೊಲಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅವ್ರ ತಾಯಿಗಳು ಈಗ 3 ವರ್ಷದ್ದು 2 ವರ್ಷದ್ದು ಕೂಸ್ಗಳು ಇರ್ತಾವ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹೌದು.
ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನೈತಲ್ಲ ಹಿಮೋಗ್ಲೋಬಿನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತೈತಿ, ಒಂದು ಹೆಚ್ಚುನು ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಪಲ್ ಅದು ತಗೊಂಡು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಿಮೋಗ್ಲೋಬಿನ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೂ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗುರ್ತಿರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಲೇಜಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಅರ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಹೊಲ ಗದ್ದೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರ ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್ ಅವರು ಫೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್? ನಾವಾದ್ರೂ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ ಅವ್ರು ನಮಗ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರ ಸಜೆಷನ್?
ಆಯ್ತು. ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇತ್ತು 3 ವರ್ಷದ ಮಗು, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? 3 ವರ್ಷ. ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಮಗು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನಿಷ್ಠ ಪಕ್ಷ 2 ವರ್ಷದವರೆಗೂ, ಈವನ್ 2 ವರ್ಷದ ಮೇಲೂ ಸಹ ತಾಯಿ ಹಾಲನ್ನ ಉಣಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅನಿಮಿಯಾನ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುವ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಮಗು ತಾಯಿ ತಿನ್ನೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಧ ಭಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟು ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು, ತಂದೆ ತಿನ್ನೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ 1/4 ಭಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟು ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಹೌದು, ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆ ಮಗು ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಗು ನೀವು ಆಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಡ್ರ್ಯಾಗನ್ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸಾಟಿಕ್ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರುವ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ಮನೆ ಹಿಂದೆಗಡೆ ಬೆಳೆಸುವಂತಹ ಹಿತ್ತಲ ಗಿಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸುವಂತಹ ಸೊಪ್ಪು, ತರಕಾರಿ, ಆ ಸೀಸನ್ಗೆ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಹಣ್ಣು. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಸೀಸನ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬಹಳ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, ಕಲ್ಲಂಗಡಿ ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಐರನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಆರೆಂಜಸ್ ಈಗ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಹಣ್ಣನ್ನೇ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಆ ಹಣ್ಣನ್ನೇ, ಅದೇ ತರಕಾರಿನ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಮುಂದುವರಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಸಮತೋಲನ ಆಹಾರ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸಮತೋಲನ ಆಹಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಎಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್, ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ತಾಯಿ ಹಾಲು ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಆಕಳದ ಹಾಲನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಮಗುಗೆ, ಹೌದಾ?
ಹೌದು, ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಹೌದು, ಹಾಲು ಕೊಡೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಮೊಟ್ಟೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ಆ ಮೊಟ್ಟೆನ ಕೊಡು. ಅಥವಾ ಇದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ವೆಜಿಟೇರಿಯನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಗ ದ್ವಿದಳ ಧಾನ್ಯ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಹೆಸರು ಕಾಳು ಮೊಳಕೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ಶೇಂಗಾ, ನಾವೆಲ್ತಿ ಬಡವರ ಬಾದಾಮಿ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು.
ಆಮ್ಲ,
I'll come to vitamin C a little later. ಸೊ ನಾನ್ ದ್ವಿದಳ ಧಾನ್ಯ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಏಕಧಾನ್ಯ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ನಾವು ಮಾಡುವಂತ ತೊಗರಿ ಬೇಳೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಅಂಶ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಜೋಳದ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊಪ್ಪು ಹೇರಳವಾಗಿ ಮೆಂತ್ಯ ಸೊಪ್ಪನ್ನ ತಗೊಂತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ತಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನುಗ್ಗೆ ಸೊಪ್ಪನ್ನ ತಗೊಳೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಮ್ಮಿ. ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನ ನುಗ್ಗೆ ಸೊಪ್ಪನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ತಿಂತಾರ, ನುಗ್ಗೆಕಾಯಿನ ತಿಂತೀರ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಉತ್ತಮ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಮುಂದೆ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಸಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಮ್ಲ, ಆರೆಂಜಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೂಸಂಬಿ ಇಂಥದನ್ನ ಹೇರಳವಾಗಿ ತಗೊಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮಗುವಿಗೆ ರಕ್ತದಾಂಶದವನ್ನು ಅದನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಅದು ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೇಳಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈಗ ರೂರಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಒಳಗ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈಗ ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ತೈತಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಮೆಂತೆ ಸೊಪ್ಪಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ರ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಈ ಭಾಗದೊಳಗ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು.
ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಅಂಶಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತರಕಾರಿಲಿ ಸಿಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸೋಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಇದೇ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನು ಅಲ್ಲ.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳತ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ದೊಡ್ಡಪ್ಪ ಅವರೇ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಇನ್ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇದ್ದಾರಾ? ಅರ್ಚನಾ?
ಹಲೋ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಹೇಳಿ ಅರ್ಚನಾ ಅವರೇ.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಡೈಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಫುಡ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಸಿಗುವಂತದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ.
ಓಕೆ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರೇಣು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
No, she wants information, I think, on the daily basis.
On the daily basis.
Anemia and blood, like women's health.
ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ
ನಾವು ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅರ್ಚನಾ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಅದೇ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಇದೇ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಫುಡ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಅಂತ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಅದು ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಟು ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ.
Can I speak it?
Please.
ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನೀಮಿಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಆಹಾರದ್ದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ NHM ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ನಮ್ಮ NHM ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹದಿಹರೆಯದವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರದ ಸಮತೋಲನ ಆಹಾರ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹುಡುಗಿ 13-18 ವರ್ಷದವರೆಗೂ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, 12 ವರ್ಷ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಸಮತೋಲನ ಆಹಾರದ್ದು ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಇದು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ತಾವ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು?
ಕಲಬುರ್ಗಿಯಿಂದ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಕಲಬುರ್ಗಿ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ತಾವೇನಾದ್ರು ಟೀಚರ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಹಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಹೌದು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ತಾವು ಶಾಲೆ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ RBSK ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಅನ್ಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಲಬುರ್ಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ತಮ್ದು?
ಹೌದು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಹೌದು.
ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾನು ಕಲಬುರ್ಗಿ DHO ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ದು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ನಾನು
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನಮ್ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಇದು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್
ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಕಾಲೇಜ್. ಆಯ್ತು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ RBSK ತಂಡ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ?
ಹಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Shobha, I have one suggestion.
Yes.
Shobha, I have one suggestion. Is it possible one sheet pamphlet sort of a thing we can make, like, some things for the breakfast, lunch or dinner like that, which are rich in iron, and then that can be distributed.
That is true. Yes, madam, that is a good suggestion actually. And thank you, Dr. Veena, for such a great help. That what you are going to take it forward, this message, and we will also create some IECs regarding this with the help of Dr. Renu Agarwal
and also Dr. Veena, because she is also a medical practitioner and all that. So together it can be done, which should be good,
Sure. Dr. Renu ma'am, I think I'll join hands with you and we can. Sure.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Both of you.
Next, Mahendra.
Mahendra. ಮಹೇಂದ್ರ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಾ ಮಹೇಂದ್ರ.
ಹಲೋ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ಹೇಳಿ ಮಹೇಂದ್ರ.
ನಾನು ಮಹೇಂದ್ರ ಸಿಂಹ ಅಂತ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹೇಳಿ ಮಹೇಂದ್ರ ಹೇಳಿ.
SCAB ಲಾ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ರಾಯಚೂರಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹೇಳಿ
ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಮ್ದು ಹೈದರಾಬಾದ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ರಾಯಚೂರು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್. ಹಲೋ
ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್. ಈ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಈ ಬೇಸಿಗೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್, ಈ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 40 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ತುಂಬಾ ಹೀಟ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಏರಿಯಾಗಳಿವೆಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಪವರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಶಕ್ತಿನಗರ ತುಂಬಾ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ, ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಯಾವ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುವಂತದ್ದು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆನಾ? ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೋದಾ?
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವೀಣಾ ವಾಪಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ರಾಯಚೂರು ಹೀಟ್ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಹೌದು ಮೇಡಮ್.
when there is a heat that is there outside, ನನ್ನ ದೇಹನ ನಾನು ತಣ್ಣಗಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? ಒಂದು, ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ನೀರನ್ನ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ನಂಬರ್ 2, ಈ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳಾದ ಕರ್ಬೂಜದ ಹಣ್ಣಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮಸ್ಕ್ ಮೆಲಾನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಂಬೆ ಹಣ್ಣು ಹೇರಳವಾಗಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಂಬೆ ಹಣ್ಣು, ಮೂಸಂಬಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಆದಷ್ಟು ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ORS ಸಿಗಬಹುದು, ORS ಟೆಟ್ರಾಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಶರ್ಬತ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಕುಡಿತಾರೆ. ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹೊರಗಿನ ಮೊದಲ ಶರ್ಬತ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ, ಬೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅದೆಲ್ಲಷ್ಟು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಬ್ಬಿಣಾಂಶ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಬೆಲ್ಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನಿಂಬೆಹಣ್ಣು ಹಾಕಿ ನೀವು ಆ ಶರ್ಬತ್ತನ್ನು ನೀವು ಕುಡಿದಾಗ ಬಹುಶಃ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರಕ್ತಹೀನತೆ ಕೂಡ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈ ಹೈಯರ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ರೂರಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲು ಪೌಷ್ಟಿಕಾಂಶ ಇರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗನೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ.
ಐರನ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ. ಎಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ, ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಏನಾದ್ರು?
I think if the others can also, like Dr. Mahesh is also there, who's a medico. ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ದು, when there's so much of heat, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನೀರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಲವಣಾಂಶದ ಕೊರತೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ನಾವು ಸಮವಾಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ. That is what I still believe. What you say, Dr. Mahesh?
Yeah, absolutely. ಹೌದು, ನೀರು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅದೇ ಮೇಯ್ನು. ನೀರ್ ಅಲ್ದಿರ ನೀರ್ ಅಂಶ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಆಹಾರ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಸೇವನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೆಟರು. ಸೊ ಕಲಗರಣೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕರ್ಬೂಜ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀರಂಶ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ತರಕಾರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ fruits.
Yes, but I'm talking about below poverty level people who are
correct
unable to get this. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೂರಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಕೆಲವು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದರಿಂದ ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದಾಗಬಹುದು ಅಂತ?
Actually, in North India, they used to make this sattu, where especially for summers, pregnant women ke idu sattu kodbeku. ಏನು ಸುಮಾರು ಸೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಉದ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಗ್ರಿ ಹಾಕಿ ನೀರ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಇದು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ರಾಗಿನೂ ಉದ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಗಿನೂ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ.
ಹೌದು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ರಾಯಚೂರು ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಫ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಯುಕ್ತ ನೀರಿಂದ ಹಲ್ಲುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಟೀತ್, ಅದು ಹಳದಿ ಬಣ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಇದಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಹಳದಿ ಬಣ್ಣ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹಲ್ಲುಗಳು.
ಫ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಇದೆ ಮಹೇಂದ್ರ, ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಫ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್
ಫ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೀಟ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಫ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಅಂಶ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇದೆ.
ಪ್ರಿಕಾಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ?
ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ RO ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ RO ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗದೆ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಬಟ್ RO ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಬಟ್ RO ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ದಿರೋ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ದಿರಾ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಪಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾಗುತ್ತೆ. over to you, Doctor.
Apart from water Dr. Mahesh said is very, very important. ಇದು ನೀರ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇದು probiotics are very good in curd and other products. So these probiotics ಇದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇದು ಫ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕರ್ಡ್ ಮೊಸರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು.
Okay. I mean, there are many participants who are here. Any other question from participants?
Pawan is there.
Pawan?
Sir, ನಾನು RL ಹಾಕಲೆ ದಾವಣಗೆರೆಯಿಂದ ಸರ್.
Yes.
Hello.
ಹೇಳಿ.
Can I audible? Yes. ಸರ್, ನಾನು RL ಹಾಕಲೆ ದಾವಣಗೆರೆಯಿಂದ ಸರ್. ಸರ್, ನಮ್ದು ಮಧ್ಯ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ so many students ಮತ್ತೆ childrens facing the lungs problem sir. Hello.
Okay, Pawan, actually ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಅನಿಮಿಯಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ.
ಹಲೋ ಅಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅನಿಮಿಯಾದೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್, ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್ ಬಂದ್ವು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಹಲೋ.
ಹೇಳಿ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕಾಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಹಳ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಿಟಿಲಿ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓಡಾಟ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಟಿಲಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಪವರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಫುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ದಂಗೆ ಏನೇನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು 2 minutes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
Okay, medical doctors, Dr. Mahesh, Veena and Dr. Renu Agarwal.
Okay, I'll just pitch in now. The first and foremost what he said was how do ರಕ್ತಹೀನತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ರೇಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗೋದು ಸಹಜ. Number 1. ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಕೆಮ್ಮು ನೆಗಡಿ ಬರುವಂತದ್ದು ತುಂಬಾ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಬಹಳ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಕೆಮ್ಮು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ದಿನಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೆಮ್ಮು ಹೋಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಯಾಕಿರ್ಬಹುದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಕಳೆದ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಯಾರು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೂರ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವೈಟಮಿನ್ ಡಿ ಡಿಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಖಾತ್ರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ವೈಟಮಿನ್ ಡಿ ಡಿಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಬಹಳ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಎರಡನೇದು, ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಬರುವಂತ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ H1N1 H3N1 ರೇಟ್ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಕೆಮ್ಮು ಕೂಡ ಇದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ದಿನ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಕೆಮ್ಮುಗಳಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಸರಿಪಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ನಾನು ಸಮತೋಲನ ಆಹಾರ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದೇ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಮತೋಲನ ಆಹಾರ ಬಂತು, ಬೇಸಿಗೆ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಕೂಲ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳೋದು, ಏರೇಟೆಡ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳೋದು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ತಣ್ಣಗಿರೋದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪದಾರ್ಥ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ತಗೋಬಾರ್ದು. ಮಡಿಕೆ ನೀರು ತಗೊಂಡು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕಾಯಿಸಿ ಆರಿಸಿದ ನೀರು ಬಹಳ ಉತ್ತಮ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಎರಡನೇದು, ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು 3 ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅದು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿಂದ ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಇದೇ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ, 20 ನಿಮಿಷ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಓದಿ, 30 ನಿಮಿಷ ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಬ್ರಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ 30 ನಿಮಿಷದ ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮ ಪ್ರತಿ ಮಗು ಬಹಳ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಕೂಡ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದಲ್ಲದೇನೆ ಸಮತೋಲನ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಬಹುಶಃ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಕೂಡ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ. ಐ ಲೀವ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್.
Yeah.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಾನು ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಡಯಟ್ ಓಕೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಓಕೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋಗ ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಾನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಫುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನ ಸರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಫುಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಈಗ ಜೀರಿಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಶುಂಠಿ ಯೂಸ್
Pawan,
ಮಾಡಿ.
I have some suggestion. Shall I tell some suggestion, Pawan?
ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಬೇಕು ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಬೇಕು.
With my experience, I will tell you.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
That especially
Yes,
this
madam.
miscellaneous food. We have 2 doctors here, but I'm just telling you with my experience that something like banana or curd rice you don't take in the night. Ratri nali beda. Amele cinnamon, pepper. They are all having these aldehydes and ketones, and also tulsi. If you make a decoction out of it, along with put some little jaggery and a little bit of salt also if you want, and then drink it. Definitely it is going to help. Definitely it is. This is only by experience I'm telling you. And also do this, what Baba Ramdev says, breathing exercises. Alom Vilom. So it helps, that lung exercises. Yes.
Thank you, doctors. Any other question? If not, then I think there are many participants. It's very interesting that on Women's Day, there are many men are actually raising these questions and the concern about women as well as the youngsters. That's again a very important factor and a very progressive factor, I can say. But there are many students who are participating in this webinar. What is the message you would like to give to them? Let us start from Dr. Renu Agarwal. What is the message you really want to give it to them?
Okay. You want me to give a message on the Women's Day? So I would like to say that women in our country, 3 things are very, very important, starting from discipline to determination and dedication. These 3 D's, if all these girls can have, it starts with the discipline in food also. So if we can have good food habits, have better of iron, because, as all of the girls, they know that menstruation is common. Every month we lose a lot of blood. So it is important to take food which are enriched with iron. It is not important that we have to take very expensive food, but we have got all our green leafy vegetables. So we have different types of moringa products. You can make it in the house with those plants, which are much, much cheaper, and also have fortified atta or even rice, which can give you extra nutrient like that. So this will be my message on this Women's Day to all the girls, to have a better health and better country for us. Jai Bharat.
Thank you.
Jai Karnataka.
The same question for Dr. Mahesh.
Yeah, firstly, we should all be happy that we have so many iron ladies on this call and, in surrounding us. And truly, we should not be worried no more about gender equality as much as we were worried 10 years or 15 years back. We have a lot of role models today. Follow. The message I just want to give is that the reason why we have not been successful in tackling anemia is because that we want to achieve a lot in a short time. For example, we have a Anemia Mukt Bharat, Anemia Mukt campaign, as a whole. But one has to realize that if the entire state of Karnataka has to be anemia free, we have to start and ensure this in every household and every village level. So unless every household and unless every village is not anemia free, we cannot have an anemia free state. So it's important to focus on smaller goals. So for example, we have a program where we have started Anemia Mukt Gaon, Anemia Mukt Village as a simple initiative. So we are focusing on 21 villages in Uttarakhand. So I think there are a lot of volunteers here. If the volunteers can select one village that they can focus on and make it anemia free. That will help help us not only realize how a village can be made anemia free, but also that will help encourage us to take on bigger challenges. So the message is that let us start small. Let us look at making a school or in a village anemia free. And then, if everybody does that, obviously we can aim at higher goals. That's it. Thank you, Dr. Shobha.
That's very, very important and very nice. I mean, there are many NSS students here. I mean, through Amrita Samudaya program, they have actually started this initiative in many of the villages. I think, yes, there is, I think if all volunteers join hand, all NSS join hand, and all college students join hand, not only eradicating their own anemia as well as the anemia of others. Dr. Veena, the same question to you also.
Yeah, thank you. I would always say a solid mind and a smart mind, solid body and a smart mind. Very simple things ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಸರಿಯಾದ ಆಹಾರ, ಸರಿಯಾದ ನಿದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತು ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮ, ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. 3 ವಿಚಾರ ನಾವು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ನಾವು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು. ಮಲಗುವ ಮುಂಚೆ 3 ಗಂಟೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಲಗೋಕೆ 3 ಗಂಟೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಊಟ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. 2 ಗಂಟೆ ಮುಂಚೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಟಿವಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಮಲಗೋಕೆ 2 ಗಂಟೆ ಅಥವಾ ಮುಂಚೆ. ಮಲಗೋಕೆ 1 ಅವರ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ದೇವರ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಧನ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಮಲಗೋದು ಬಹುಶಃ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಖ ನಿದ್ರೆಯನ್ನ ಕಾಣ್ತೇವೆ. ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು. ಯಾವುದು ನಾವು ಬಹುಶಃ ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತಾ ಇದು ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಿಂದ ಇದು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಬಂದ ಪದ್ಧತಿ. ಆಗಿದ ನಂತರ 1 ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ನೀರಿನ ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆ, ರಾತ್ರಿ ಮಲಗೋಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ 1 ಗ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಹಾಲು, ರಾತ್ರಿ ಕಳೆದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಶುರುವಾಗುತ್ತೆ 1 ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ನೀರು ನಾವು ಕುಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ರೋಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹಿರಿಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅದನ್ನ ಪಾಲನೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಬಹಳ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ. ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜಂಕ್ ಫುಡ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಪಿಜ್ಜಾ ಬರ್ಗರು ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನ ಮರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಐರನ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಉತ್ತಮವಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಬಹುದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ಬರೀ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಅಂತ ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಹೆಣ್ಣಂದು ಕರೆತಾರೆ, ಶಾಲೆಯೊಂದು ತೆರೆದಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಾವ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇದನ್ನ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ. ಸೊ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಐ ವಿಶ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಡ್ ಡೇ ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ವಿಶ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ದ ವೆರಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವೀಣಾ. ಪಿಜ್ಜಾ ಬಿಡಿ, ಮನೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ತಾರಾ, ನಿಮ್ದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ನೀವು ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
Now can
I think Tara madam, ನೀವು ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಕೇಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ.
ಯಾಕೋ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಎರರ್ ಇದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ Anita to give her vote of thanks to all the panelists and the participants.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone. I hope I'm audible. So good afternoon to all the guests and to all the participants. On behalf of Department of Planning and SDGCC Karnataka, I would like to propose this vote of thanks. Firstly, I would like to express our gratitude to Dr. Shalini Rajneesh for her support and for always encouraging conversations and pushing actions on better health and nutrition with an inclusive approach, particularly among girls and women. We are certain that Karnataka will continue its march towards Anemia Mukt Karnataka. We would also like to sincerely thank Dr. Renu Agarwal for her presence and her insightful thoughts on preventing and treating anemia among adolescent girls. Many thanks to Dr. Mahesh of America India Foundation for taking his time to share his thoughts on grassroots level actions on realizing Anemia Mukt Karnataka. We would also like to thank Dr. Veena for enlightening us on the subject, on the initiatives and initiatives undertaken, and also about the hygiene in Karnataka and what hygiene women can follow. Thanks to Ms. Asha for joining us on behalf of WCD, and to also Dr. Tara, former Regional Director of NIPCCD. Special thanks to Mr. Pratap Lingaya, NSS State Officer, and his team for organizing this webinar, and to SDGCC team for moderating the session. And most importantly, thanks to all the participants for joining us on the session. Happy Women's Day to everyone in advance. Thank you.
Happy Women's Day to all.
Happy
And
Women's
thank
Day.
you so much.
And
Thank
I
you.
wish everyone a happy Holi too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ma'am, on behalf of all the participants, I thanks a lot for conducting such beautiful webinars. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So can we leave the meeting now, Shobha?
Yes, thank you so much.